Back in 2009, I was helping my father out with a dream of his, which was to start a retail shop called Less Less. Less Less? Yeah, Less Less. It was basically a general store that had anything from food to clothing to drapes, anything you could think of, it was available in the store. It was the equivalent of a Lot Less. We got that name from my sister. It sounded pretty easy to run at the time, you know? It was just basic retail, just understanding inventory, understanding customer behavior. It was all stuff that I was already doing at the liquor store. I was wrong. I actually failed running this business in 2009 to 2011, and I'm going to explain what I learned and what I would have done differently in this video. The assumption was that we had a cool brand, people would understand it right away through the name, and we had a pretty decent location in Chelsea. What could go wrong? Well, we didn't put enough emphasis into branding the product so people could actually get to know who we were. Yes, the name spoke for itself, but what did that even mean, Less Less? Was it for food? Was it just for clothing? It didn't explain that it was a general retail store. And we didn't do a great enough job creating brand awareness. We were on a side street. That was already a big red flag for us. So what should I have done? Well, I should have started local and then expanded outward through my marketing outreach. What I should have done was figure out an offer that made sense for that area. Doing what I do now, which is help coffee grow, I should have utilized a free gift in exchange for people coming in and signing up for a loyalty program. I didn't know that at the time, but I know that now, that that is the most effective tool that we have, is offering something for free because it will flood the store quickly. I should have done that, and then on top of that, I should have not invested so much in so many different departments as far as inventory goes. I should have focused on a few areas at once, seen what customers were buying, double down on it, and then slowly grow out the other departments versus creating this one big store that was mediocre in everything versus being significant in one or two specific areas. The big thing was branding though. I mean, we were trying to go up against a Lot Less, and the reality is we didn't define who we were, why we existed, what was our offer, what was our promise. We basically were a clone copy of them, and people saw us that way. So we were never able to separate ourselves from our competitors, and it was basically coming down to a price war, which did not help us because they had more money in their inventory than we did in ours. Thus, they could buy at higher volume, at lower cost per units, and they could price us out, which is what they did. Price was a key element in stickiness to our customer base. It was very difficult to determine how to make something priced cheap enough where there would be word of mouth, but at the same time, enough where we made money. If I could do it differently now, I would figure out what our break even per unit is, and then from there, what our aspirational price could be from a marginal perspective, and blend the two together. If I could do that, then it's priced cheap enough where customers are excited about it, but it's enough where we can make money and we can continue growing in the store itself through marketing and through product. I failed, but it wasn't necessarily my fault. I was just a kid at the time. I was probably like 24. It was it's tough shoes to fill at that age with that type of responsibility. But if I could do it again, I would emphasize on marketing, I would emphasize on product, and I would emphasize on price. And I would start local, connect with people in the area itself, and then develop outwards the brand, and hopefully it would have been something that would have stuck around for a long period of time and separated itself from Lot Less.